temple imagery in Genesis 1. The idea that Genesis 1 depicts the cosmos as a temple is rooted in the A&E tradition, where temples were often considered microcosms of the universe. Scholars like John Walton emphasize that in the A&E, the construction of a temple was about creating a space where the divine could rest and rule. The temple was seen as a reflection of the ordered cosmos, a place where the divine presence could dwell and maintain the order of the world. This understanding is crucial when interpreting Genesis 1, as it highlights the text's focus on order, function, and divine habitation, rather than merely the material origins of the universe. In Genesis 1, the repeated use of the word good, in Hebrew tov, reflects the functional order that God establishes within the cosmos. Each act of creation culminates in a declaration of tov, indicating that the created elements are fulfilling their intended roles within the divine order. This emphasis on function and order is key to understanding the text as describing a cosmic temple, where every aspect of creation has a purpose within the broader framework of God's plan. Several scholars support this reading of Genesis 1 as a temple text. Richard Middleton, in his book, The Liberating Image, argues that humanity's role as image bearers is central to this temple imagery. In the A&E, images of gods were placed in temples as representatives of the divine presence. Similarly, humanity is created in God's image to serve as his representatives within the cosmic temple, maintaining and extending the order that God has established. G.K. Beale, in The Temple and the Church's Mission, also highlights that the temple motif in Genesis 1. Beale argues that the Garden of Eden functions as the prototypical temple, where God dwells with his people. The parallels between the descriptions of Eden and the later temple reinforce the idea that Genesis 1 and 2 presents the cosmos as a sacred space designed for human and divine interaction. Beale further suggests that the rest that God takes on the seventh day in Genesis 2:2-3 parallels the A&E concept of a deity taking residence in a temple after its inauguration, thus marking the completion of the temple's construction. The temple imagery in Genesis 1 has profound theological implications. It suggests that the purpose of creation is relational and functional rather than merely material. God's creation of the cosmos as his temple underscores his intention to dwell among his people and to establish a world where order, purpose, and worship are central. This perspective shifts the focus of the creation narrative from debates about material origins to a deeper understanding of the relational and functional goals of creation. This understanding connects the Genesis narrative to the broader biblical theme of God's presence with his people, culminating in the eschatological vision of the new heavens and the new earth, where God's dwelling place is with his people, as seen in Revelation 21, verse 3. In this way, the temple imagery in Genesis 1 sets the stage for the entire biblical narrative, which unfolds as the story of God establishing, maintaining, and ultimately restoring his temple, the cosmos, as a place where he is glorified and his people find their ultimate purpose and rest in him. Therefore, the reading of Genesis 1 as a temple text provides a rich and coherent framework for understanding the creation narrative. It aligns with the A&E context where creation was seen as establishing order and function within a cosmic temple. Scholars like John Walton, Richard Middleton, and G.K. Beale offer compelling arguments that often deepen our understanding of Genesis 1 as a foundational text that reveals God's desire to create a sacred space for his presence and establish a world where humanity can dwell in harmony with the divine order.